Action I'm doing is 5-3 graphing parabolas. Now, before you start graphing parabolas, we need to review a few things before you begin. You must know how to use vertex form. Vertex form is y equals ax minus h squared plus k. Now, if we're using the vertex point of 2, 3, the 2 which is the x value is going to equal h, and 3, the y value, is going to equal 3. And this is what it would look like if you plug it in. So graphing parabolas, we're going to be using the problem -4, y equals -4, x plus 8 squared minus 6. The first step is to graph the vertex point and draw the axis of symmetry. Now, to find the vertex point, you take the h and k values from the problem, which is going to be -8, which is the h value, and k is going to be -6. So your vertex point is going to be -8, -6. The axis of symmetry is the x value of the vertex point. The axis of symmetry for this problem is going to be -8. Now, after you graph these on your your graph should look like this at this point. You have your red, which in red is the axis of symmetry, and the blue dot is going to be your vertex point. The second step is to find a point that's close to the axis of symmetry, and you have to plug in the x value into the equation. Now, we have the vertex point of -8, -6. Now, we can choose an x value that is close to -8. I chose -7. So you plug in -7 for x in the equation. So your equation is going to be -4, and then in parentheses, -7 plus 8 squared minus 6. Now, the first thing you're going to do is you're going to solve what's in the parentheses. So -7 plus 8 is 1. Now, 1 squared is 1. 1 times -4 is -4. -4 minus 6 is going to equal -10. So your new point is going to be -7, -10, because you bring down the original x value, which is -7, put it back in the new point, and take what you've solved for y, and that's going to be your point. Now, you should graph this as point 1 or P1, and you should graph that on your graph, and it should look like this. Point 1 is 1 unit to the right and 4 units down. The third step of this problem is to graph the symmetric point of P1, which is going to be P2, on the opposite side of the axis of symmetry. Now, I already told you that P1 is 1 unit to the right and 4 units down. So to make it symmetric to the axis of symmetry, you're going to want to go over 1 unit to the left of the axis of symmetry and 4 units down. You're going to graph that as P2, and your graph should look like this. Step 4, sketch the curve. Now, to sketch this curve, since it's a parabola, it's going to be in a U shape, and you have to look at the original problem. And in the original problem, the slope is going to be -4, because you know this because a in the problem is going to equal -4. So that means your slope of your parabola should be going downwards, and it should be going down about 4 units. And as you can see, for P1 and 2, they both go over 1 unit, either right for P1 or left for P2, and they're both going down 4 units. So you're going to want to sketch it in a U shape, just like that, connecting all the points. It should look like this, and that's what your final graph should look like. Now, remember, since it is a parabola, there's an indefinite number of solutions. So these two lines will continue going down, and we can represent that by drawing arrows, and it will continue on forever, going in that same slope.